Hi. By popular demand, I have to start talking here about myself and my family, the place where I come from. So it. I come from Spain, from a small town called Lepe. That's Lepe, as in Lepe. And I mention it because if you go to Spain and you ask for Lepe, everyone will know where it is. I mean, we people from Lepe are renowned all over the country for being um, blockheaded, uh, ignorant, dirty, and short, like myself. And people all over Spain make jokes about Lepe, but what they say is not true. Most of what they say just jokes. They say, for instance, that we keep a cow in the fridge so as to have cold milk. Well, not true, not true. Everyone in Lepe knows that you don't keep animals with big horns inside the fridge. We keep a sheep occasionally if we want to make yogurt or cheese. We keep a couple of empty bottles, like this one. This is a bottle from Lepe, in the fridge, too, in case there is a guest that comes over and wants nothing to drink. But they say that the Lepe bottles, they have a sentence at the bottom that says, open at the other end. Okay, another joke is not true. I'll tell you what. Because I'm going to prove it, and here it is. I'll tell you exactly what it says. Turn around and open at the narrow side. That's it. So that's what it says. That's not true. They say a lot of things. They say that our council, that sentence is a council regulation. They said that our council spends 80% of the budget in garbage bins. That's not true. We replace the garbage bins every week because they get full and we need to replace them, but it's more like a 50% of the budget. And then we spend another 20% of the budget in mailboxes for the same reason. We had to replace them. They get full, but we are lucky because women don't use they say mail, so they don't use these boxes. We had the concern in Lepe for a while that we wouldn't receive air mail because we didn't have an airport. So council decided to build an airport. And at the beginning, people wouldn't have a clue what was that about. They will go there loitering, throwing bread to the runways to get the planes to come down. And then they became very popular, flying, because there were free movies in the plane. People will go into the planes, watch the movies, go out at the end to smoke a cigarette. And lots of people came complaining then because they couldn't light the cigarette. But the airline said that it wasn't their fault. It was because we were using Lepe matches. Lepe matches, like these ones. We got these matches, which I'll show you there. They are glued inside the box so they won't fall out. People in Lepe complain a lot. They complained about the new church, but with good reason. We decided to build a new church and ordered the plans to some architects from the capital, from Madrid. And these people, knowing that there in Lepe we are all short and small, came up with this ridiculous, narrow, tiny church that hardly fits anyone in. I mean, you have to queue to get in there. And then you walk in like this, like a crab. And then you have to be standing up inside in the same position like this, looking at the priest like this. And the priest cannot give you a blessing, a normal blessing. He has to do it like this. And in communion, when you go to receive the wafer, you have to put your mouth like this. Because he cannot give you the wafer like that. He has to give it to you like this. But the worst thing it was that we couldn't fit in a crucifix for Jesus Christ. So we had to have him hanging instead. Yeah. We had to put curtains in the windows because if the sun comes in, there is no room. We all have to get out. There was this little kid that we himself during a scary sermon, and the whole church got flooded. The church, the airport, there were the ideas of this crazy mayor that we had. He just wanted development, always building new things. And he built the swimming pool, the public swimming pool. So he built it first, opened it, it became a popular venue, and after a few accidents, he realized that he had to fill it up with water. So he did, once, 3 years ago. There was a recent analysis of what's in the pool at the moment and revealed no trace of the original water at all. 90% urine, 10% odor, mostly solid materials. And the mayor himself, he used to win the pool himself. Well, that's not a big issue, we all do it, you know. But he did it from off the diving board. Poor mayor. He's dead now. He's dead. Nothing to do with the diving board. He died in council chambers during a general meeting. He disappeared, and a few weeks later he was found dead in a cupboard. It seems that the councillors during the meeting had been playing hide and seek, and the mayor had won. Well, what I'm surprised is that he didn't kill himself earlier, because he really loved his shish kebabs. And anytime that he ate them, he will end up in the hospital with a hole at the back of his neck. Hey, poor mayor. He really wanted to do something big for the village, for Lepe, and put our name in the news, well, so as to attract tourists. So he came up with this idea, and for months on end, the whole village at noon in sunny days will gather in the main square, and we will all dress up with our best clothes, looking at the sky and smiling and waving so as to look nice in the weather satellite photo. But that didn't seem to attract many tourists. So he came up with the idea of the human chain. He figured out that there were enough of us in Lepe to make a human chain around the world. And we did it. And tragic day for the village, because 2/3 of the population were drowned. But look, I shouldn't talk about the mayor because he's dead now. So I'm going to leave it here and talk to you next time about my family. That's right. Okay? Cheerio.